Hi guys, are you all hearing me okay? So I haven't done any carnivore keto videos, so welcome. Sorry for making you wait. I was just about to start and then the wife was doing stuff with the kids, then the kids started screaming, usual stuff. Hopefully we'll have some quiet now. The dog's here, so maybe the dogs will bark. So we are called Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. Now, you've all heard it all before, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But the bottom line is, 2 years ago, well, less than 2 years ago, I was very unwell. I was very overweight. I had ulcerative colitis, which is a horrible stomach problem, like IBS, IBD, Crohn's. I had serious dizzy spells where I thought I was going to have a heart attack. My dizzy spells were so strong that when I had them, my arms dropped down. This is serious. I was 55 years old. I had very low energy levels, so I felt tired all the time. Couldn't sleep properly. I had high anxiety. My doctor sent me a letter to do blood tests. So I went in and did blood tests. He checked me out and he said, and he did it twice, that I had pre-diabetes. Let me just read to you what pre-diabetes is. So pre-diabetes. Let me get it up so I can read it to you. Right. Sorry, I'm a bit of a tickly throat. Pre-diabetes is a serious condition. Now, I don't want to, let me just clear my throat. I don't want to scare any of you, but I would say there's a good chance that many of you have pre-diabetes and you don't know it. Pre-diabetes is caused when you eat too many products that turn to sugar. So obviously chocolates, sweets, cakes, donuts, the obvious stuff, crisps, Doritos. But then many people don't realize that pizza, pasta, wheat, potato, starchy vegetables, rice, all turn to sugar. It metabolizes into sugar in your body. So the reason people get pre-diabetes is because there's an overload of sugar because people are eating way too regularly, way too often. So you wake up in the morning, you eat breakfast, wheat isn't good for you, fiber isn't good for you. This myth that fiber clears out your body is complete rubbish. Fiber has no nutritional benefit at all. Your body doesn't want it. You eat something that has fiber and your body wants it out as soon as possible. Yeah. People think, oh yeah, fiber's good. They buy these high fiber cereals. They're not good for you. They cause inflammation. Inflammation causes most illnesses. Then you've got Weetabix and all the different very colorful, very nice looking cereals that are doing you harm. Your body was not designed to eat cereals and wheats. They're not good for you. Breads are not good for you. Doesn't matter what color they are. Doesn't matter what's in them, whether it's wholemeal or all bran or brownness or multicolored bread. It turns to sugar and does no good for you. Yeah. People think they need breakfast. You don't. You don't need breakfast. People think they need to constantly have carbs and sugar to sustain energy. It's not true. Now, I know that this diet, I know this diet scares people off. I know a lot of people think this diet is a load of bullshit. I know it. But all I can say is that my personal experience as an overweight man that had pre-diabetes, remember pre-diabetes is one step away from becoming type 2 diabetic. If you're type 2 diabetic, you need insulin, you need medication, and you are going to have serious medical issues. So going from being pre-diabetic to type 2 diabetic is a very fine line, and you can be very unwell. So before I start going into things, I also, how can I say it? I just felt low. I felt low. I wasn't depressed, but I felt low. I couldn't understand. I was running regularly. I was exercising regularly, and I still felt unwell. I was still overweight. I had a big balloon tummy. The dizzy spells kept coming. My blood pressure was high. My blood sugar was high. And my ulcerative colitis, which I needed steroids to control, which I'd had for over 10 years, was getting worse and worse. Sometimes I would even bleed, and I was going to the toilet 8 times a day. Sometimes I couldn't even leave the house. It's an embarrassing thing to admit. I couldn't even leave the house. So this is why it's so important to me that because of the success I had, because I completely cured all my problems, my ulcerative colitis disappeared, my dizzy spells stopped, my blood sugars went back to normal, my high blood pressure went lower than normal. I've got the blood pressure of a younger man. I had CT scans, I had MRIs, I've had everything checked. I've had my heart checked many times. I had a proper brain MRI. I had a full body MRI. I had my bloods checked many times. My health has completely gone back to normal. Even though I'm 57 years old, I feel 20. Now, let's just read what pre-diabetes is. Now, just one more thing I wanted to add. Hi, Stefan. We're having a special 1 hour live stream just on the carnivore diet and the keto diet. We're going to look at beginner's guide to the carnivore diet and the keto diet. I just want to add, because one of the questions that people are asking me is, what has the carnivore diet, the keto diet got to do with Elvis Presley? It's got nothing. It has nothing to do with Elvis Presley. The name of this channel is Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. I am an Elvis Presley fan on keto. That is why I've called it that. And I just want people to know that I do feel that many Elvis fans are over 30, over 40, over 50, over 60, over 70, over 80. And I do feel that this diet will work. I'm going to work out now. Stefan, are you being naughty? Have you been eating anything healthy? Stefan, are you still eating the tuna lettuce wraps, or are you back on the chips and the French fries? You can tell me, my friend. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm 57. I feel that the keto diet, the carnivore diet can help you guys. No one has to do this diet. If anybody just doesn't want to know if anyone just doesn't, I've got a real tickly throat today. If anyone just doesn't want to know about the diet, keto or carnivore, it's okay. You don't have to watch. You can go over to Defending Elvis. We don't talk about the diet on Defending Elvis, our other YouTube channel. I don't force this on anyone. I only want people that want to listen to this, that want to listen to it. People can tune out. Yeah. So let me just read about pre-diabetes is a serious condition where blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but not yet high enough for diabetes. It is a precursor of type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes and increase the risk. This is what type 2, if you go from being pre-diabetic to having type 2 diabetes. Now remember, the carnivore diet, the keto diet completely reverses type 2 diabetes. I don't think it, I know it. Yeah. Let's have a look. Peloton. Yes, I'm eating tuna. Tuna with what, Stefan? How are you, Stefan? We've all missed you. Stefan, I did watch your video you sent me. I thought it was really good. Guys, in case you don't know, Stefan has a brilliant YouTube channel called Artist on Record. And I highly recommend, I watched some very, very good interviews that Stefan has done. I watched Susie Quattro's interview, which I thought was fascinating. I also watched Mindy Miller's interview, and Stefan sent me another one about Elvis. I think he was talking about Billy Stanley. Yeah. Billy Stanley loved Kiss, the group Kiss. And Billy would listen to it a lot. And I think Elvis overheard it and said to Billy, come on, let me hear it. And Elvis thought it was quite interesting and made him play it a couple of times. And eventually, Lisa Marie got into Kiss. We know that Lisa Marie was into rock. So I thought, guys, watch Stefan's channel. It's very good. And I look forward to the next time we do a show on Stefan's brilliant YouTube channel as well. Saturday. I look forward to that, Stefan. I look forward to that. That'll be great. So anyway, type 2 diabetes and increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. Pre-diabetes occurs when the pancreas doesn't produce enough insulin or the body has insulin resistance, causing excess glucose to remain in the bloodstream. Now, it's a bit technical. Insulin resistance is almost like when your body has been so overloaded, yeah, that it doesn't work properly. Now, let me just type that in. Insulin resistance. Insulin resistance. Let's type it in. We can try and read out to you what it is. Guys, we'll learn together. Right, here we go. Now, insulin resistance. This is what happens when people are very unwell, when they're obese, when they're constantly binging on the wrong foods. Your body starts to not work properly. Insulin resistance occurs when cells in the liver, fat and muscle don't respond well to insulin. Now, the point of insulin is to control the sugar levels in your body. Yeah? So if you eat something, if you have some dinner, something sweet or carbs, the insulin is there to control the blood sugars in your body. Now, if you overload your body, you become insulin resistant. This can make you very unwell. Right, okay, well, Stefan, that's great, because this is, Stefan, if you are pre-diabetic, which you are, this is what then happens to your body. Once your body keeps, the reason you're pre-diabetic is you're overloaded with carbs, yeah? It doesn't have to just be a cake, a donut, it can be alcohol, but it could also be pizza, spaghetti, pasta, rice, all that stuff, all that good stuff that we like, that is bad for us. So insulin resistance occurs when the cells in the liver, the fat and the muscle don't respond well to insulin, making it difficult for them to absorb glucose from the blood. The body compensates by producing more insulin, and to help glucose enter the cells, if the pancreas can produce enough extra insulin, blood sugar levels remain healthy. However, if the pancreas can't keep up, blood sugar levels may rise, leading to pre-diabetes. So basically, pre-diabetes, if you read this, your pancreas can't keep up. So your body isn't controlling the blood sugar levels properly. And this is why you're pre-diabetic. And if you carry on as you are, you're going to become type 2 diabetic, which means you'll need insulin injections and medication. And you're very susceptible to, prone to illnesses. So let's just look things up. So we're going to look up we are going to do beginner's guide to carnivore, but first of all, I want you guys to know what pre-diabetes is. What is pre-diabetes? Right. What is it? Let's see if we can get a nice short explanation of what it is. Now, remember, I've never done any of these, so I'm just gonna randomly pick one. I want them to be quite short. We'll pick a couple. Right, here we are. We'll go on Dr. Ken Berry, okay? Now let's listen to him. We are going to comment as we go, okay?
Going about your business, sitting there.
Let me just get my earphones on so we don't have any echo.
That there's a hidden disease inside your body that is damaging.
Right, okay.
Imagine that right now.
Here we go, guys.
About your business, sitting there, standing there, lying there, that there's a hidden disease inside your body that is damaging your heart muscle and the arteries that feed your heart, that is damaging your kidneys and decreasing your kidney function, that is damaging the nerves in your legs and feet and toes, and it's increasing your risk of neuropathy. Well, that very well could be happening to you right now. Watch the rest of this video and listen carefully, because I'm going to explain to you why this is maybe happening to you, probably happening to you right now, and you don't even know about it, and neither does your doctor. I'm Dr. Ken Berry, a family physician with over 20 years of clinical experience. Let's talk about prediabetes and how you might have it and not even know it. On the Center for Disease Control's website, they estimate that over 96 million people in the United States alone suffer from prediabetes. And that sounds terrible, and it is, but...
So guys, most people don't know they have prediabetes. Most people don't know that prediabetes eventually will make them type 2 diabetic. It's a hidden illness. I know when people are pre-diabetic. I see them all around me. When I go shopping, when I walk down my local high street, when I go anywhere, I see the people that are very unwell, people that look older than their true age. And this is all ages. I see kids like this. I see people in their 20s, 30s and 40s. They don't even know it. I know that they're binging on carbs and sugar, and they're eating way too many times, and they're going to become very unwell.
The really egregious part of this is that 8 out of 10 of those people do not know they have prediabetes, either because they haven't been to the doctor, or more likely, they have been to the doctor and their idiot doctor didn't know which test to check or how to interpret those tests to tell whether they have prediabetes or not. The problem is that prediabetes is very insidious. You can have it for a decade and have no outward symptoms or signs. You're not like your car's dashboard. You don't have a little light that starts flashing that says, prediabetes, prediabetes. Well, actually you do, but only your doctor can see that. Without going to see your doctor, then you could have it and have no idea until permanent damage is done. Now, the most common scenario where this is missed, even if you've been to your doctor and had blood work checked, is that your doctor will just check your fasting blood glucose or fasting blood sugar, and it's either normal or it's a little bit high. And at that point, your doctor stops investigating. So here's the truth of the matter. You could actually have severe prediabetes and have a normal fasting blood sugar, or it just be a few points high. You could actually be a severe type 2 uncontrolled diabetic and have a normal fasting blood sugar. And so every year, out of the 96 million people that have prediabetes and that are suffering from it and having permanent damage being done at this very second, probably 80 million of them have been to their doctor and had blood work.
So let's stop it there. Right, so I want to go to the next one. I think the general message he's saying is tens of millions of people have prediabetes and they don't even know it. That's generally what he's saying. I want to get a few different people and saying what it is. Let's just try this one. I don't know what this is.
Dr. Shayasta joins us again tonight with health tips you need to know. Doctor, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Erica.
So we're talking about prediabetes tonight. What is prediabetes?
Erica, more than 80 million in the country have a prediabetes.
Wow.
And unfortunately, most of them are not even aware of it. But the question is, what's prediabetes? Prediabetes, when they do blood work, your fasting blood work, if your sugar is between 100 and 125, that means prediabetes. Erica, anything over 126 means diabetes. Another way that we can find out whether we're pre-diabetic or not, looking at the A1C. Any A1C between 5.7 to 6.4, that means person is pre-diabetic.
So what causes prediabetes?
That's an excellent question, Eric. Actually, one of the #1 cause of actually pre-diabetes.
So what causes pre-diabetes? Now, your blood sugar levels, you can actually buy a little blood sugar test. It's not expensive. You can get them on eBay and Amazon. You can buy the little electronic machines, and it'll give you a good idea of your blood sugars. Just do a little prick. And right, let's listen to what causes pre-diabetes.
Diabetes, abdominal obesity. When the belly fat, especially visceral fat, increases, produces a hormone called resistin, which leads to insulin resistance. But what is insulin resistant? Basically, if you look at this slide, Erica, insulin is like a key. Opens the door on the cell and allows the sugar get into the cell. When the belly fat increases, that hormone blocks action of insulin. When the key doesn't work, door cannot be opened, sugar cannot get into the cell, it stays in the blood, initially pre-diabetes, then leads to type 2 diabetes.
So when you have pre-diabetes, are you destined to get diabetes, or are there ways to reverse it?
That's another wonderful question, Erica. No, we can easily reverse type 2 pre-diabetes.
So remember, pre-diabetes is easily reversed. Let's hear what he says.
And prevent from become full-blown diabetic patient. One of the key things actually we should measure our waist. If our waist measurement over belly button while we're standing is more than half of our height, means too much belly fat. If a woman is 5 feet and say 4 inches, that's 64 inches. If their waist measurement more than 32, that means too much belly fat. We can easily control and reverse prediabetes simply by small amount of weight loss. Amazing, even 5 to 10% of the weight loss can actually reverse prediabetes and avoid become full-blown diabetic patient. And one of the best way to achieve.
Now, obviously, he says weight loss is the best way to reverse being pre-diabetic. It's not as straightforward as that. I'll tell you why. Because there's people that are slim that are still eating all the wrong foods. They have a faster metabolism, so they burn off the food quickly. But if you are giving your body way too much sugar, so you're overloading on carbs, even if you're slim, you can still be pre-diabetic. You can still develop type 2 diabetes.
Achieve that is incorporating concept of healthy eating and nutrition. Erica, is so simple, small changes in nutrition and incorporating physical activity, especially standing cardio, is very effective to reverse insulin resistance and prediabetes. It can beautifully achieve that, but the reality is, Erica, 80 million are pre-diabetic, and they have a very short window of opportunity to change that.
Now, I just want to interrupt on this. Now, when I was told I had pre-diabetes, yeah, I was running nearly every day. I was doing 5-mile runs, 10-mile runs. I even did some half marathons. It didn't stop me being diabetic, pre-diabetic. I also was weightlifting regularly. I still had a big stomach, even though I was exercising. So it isn't just as simple as exercising and losing a bit of weight. You have to give your body the correct foods. The thing that makes you unwell isn't, the thing that makes you unwell is what you're putting in this mouth. So if you are constantly feeding your mouth, what goes in here says your health. So if you're giving your mouth crisps, chocolate, cakes, donuts, pizzas, pasta, rice, starchy vegetables, anything that it's very carby, very sugary orientated, you're going to get unwell. At some point, it may take 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Some people, not until they're 50, 60. So this is why I did carnivore diet, keto diet. Obviously, you guys know I started on carnivore diet, which I eliminated all the sugars, all the breads, all the pastas, the rice, the sweets, the chocolates, alcohol, donuts, cakes, all that stuff, crisps, fizzy drinks. Fizzy drinks are really bad for you. And then I just started eating fatty meat, eggs, fish, cheese, prawns, omelets, eggs, all that kind of stuff, salt, water, yeah? And this was how I noticed my life started to change. My belly flattened out. I lost weight, of course. I lost weight very quickly. I lost about 6-7 pounds a week. and my health started coming back. My energy started coming back. It got rid of my ulcerative colitis. My dizzy spells stopped. My blood levels returned back to normal. My blood pressure returned back to normal. I was off steroids. I was off any medication. So that, there's a reason we choose carnivore. Even keto, it does allow a little bit of low carb veg and a few other bits. There's a bit more movement with keto, which is sometimes an easier way to get into this diet. So I think you got the idea. There's a possibility that some of you are pre-diabetic. Some of you may even be type 2 diabetic and not even know it. So let's now look at beginner's guide to getting into this diet. So beginner's guide, let's have a look, to carnivore. I'm going to say to carnivore, and then we probably will look at keto as well. So let's see what comes up. Right, I want to find something that isn't long-winded. So let's now, like Dr. Sean Baker, let's listen to him. Now he's a
diet, and so I'd like to share.
Just so you know,
hey folks, I'm Dr. Sean.
Sean Baker, Dr. Sean Baker is a very well-known carnivore doctor. He's a proper doctor. Yeah, this doc does surgeries. Yeah, heart surgeries. This is a proper qualified doctor. He's been on this diet for quite a few years now. He's very well known. You can see his condition. He's obviously quite muscular. This man is I don't know his actual age. He's probably around 55 to 60. So let's hear how he recommends people do the carnivore diet. Let's have a listen.
Baker, hey, this is a great video. Many people are starting to get interested in carnivore. More people are trying to do this. Remember, I wrote the actual first book on the carnivore diet. I, in fact, came up with that term, the carnivore diet. So I've got probably more experience than just about anyone on the planet with this particular diet. And so I'd like to share my experience with you guys and talk to you guys about how I think it might help for you to get started. Now, there's some things you're going to have to work at, understand, and things you can stop worrying about. Set aside your goals for a while, and let's just focus on adapting and transitioning to the diet. Becoming fully adapted to the carnivore diet can require anywhere from 30 days to perhaps 90 days for some people. It's a good idea to commit for at least that long in your mind just to get started. Now, many systems in the body will need to return to what I would think is a more normal function. Your enzymes, stomach acidity will get stronger, teeth and jaw muscles may get stronger. Perhaps you may develop keto adaptation. You may see a drop in exercise energy at first, but your body adapts to burning fat for fuel in a better way, and you'll see energy improve. You'll have better endurance over time, most likely. Carnivore is a big shift physically, but also psychologically. Now, many of us come to view food as entertainment, food used as a soothing mechanism to calm nerves, anxiety, or boredom. Food can be addictive, and a lot of people are addicted to different types of food, particularly processed food. And just kind
So
of
I just want to just say something. Now, people don't realize it, but I would say the majority of the world's population, the modern world, people are addicted to sugar. Seriously, guys, you crave sugar. Remember, when I say sugar, I mean bread, I mean pasta, I mean wheat, I mean rice, I mean potato, as well as alcohol, cakes, donuts, crisps, Doritos, sweets, you name it. We crave them. We crave them. Desserts. Like, I watch my family, because obviously I'm carnivore, keto. I watch my family. They will have some sweets and chocolates. They will have their dinner. After their dinner, they'll have a massive dessert. They may even have a chocolate bar. They may even have some crisps at bedtime, some biscuits with their tea. They have a lot of sugar with their tea and coffee. I watch my family. They're very addicted. Now, if you say to any member of my family they're addicted to sugar, they'll go, no, everyone eats that. Everyone eats that. It's a balanced diet. The government recommends that we eat a balanced diet. A bit of everything. The balanced diet that is recommended to us is wrong. It's making us unwell. Type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, heart attacks, cancer are happening more now than ever before. So we've supposedly been following the recommended guidelines by every government in the world, eating a balanced diet. We're all doing it. A bit of everything. Bit of bread, rice, potato, veg, meat, eggs, a bit of everything. We're even recommended to eat a certain amount of sugar. But we're all getting fat and unwell. We're all getting iller and iller. We're having stomach problems. We're having early onset arthritis. We're having dementia problems. Things have got worse and worse. The health of the world has not improved. I would say that people were healthier 50 years ago. 50 years ago, people were healthier. The government guidelines on the correct way to eat is wrong. This thing about meat and eggs being bad for you is bullshit. Cholesterol being bad for you is that you eat is bullshit. All the advice we're getting is wrong. We're being told to eat foods that are harming us. Vegetable oil is poison. Margarine is poison. We're told that butter isn't good for us. It's bullshit. We're told that salt isn't good for us. It's bullshit. A normal amount of salt is good for you. Your body needs salt. Your body needs cholesterol. Your body makes its own cholesterol. So let's keep listening, guys.
Coming to terms with who we are as a human species and returning to our roots, so to speak. Now, the carnivore diet is very different from other diets, and this is one of the simplest, most straightforward diets that's ever been devised. Now, you don't typically need to count calories, particularly not in the beginning. There's no need to keep track of macronutrients. You don't need to weigh your food. You don't need to stay hungry all the time like you do on many diets where you're constantly thinking about food and constantly hungry. In fact, you should aim to not be hungry and to be full after your meals. The single biggest.
And the thing I learned about carnivore and keto, there is an adjustment period as your body weans itself off carbs and sugar. While you adjust to carnivore or to keto, your hunger reduces a lot. Your hunger reduces a lot. Let me just tell Tony we're live because she's normally here by now. Tony, where are you? Tony's asleep. So let me just go back. So yeah, Debbie, are you feeling better? I do feel better. No bloating, feeling and not feeling sluggish. Debbie, well done. And Debbie has only been on for a week. Obviously, Carolyn's on here. She is like super healthy, like doing amazing. Is there anyone else on this live stream that are doing carnivore or keto that have reduced their carbs that feel better? Let me know, guys.
Thing that I see people doing wrong at first is not getting enough to eat. Now, you have to eat enough to beat cravings. You know, how much do I eat? Well, eat enough so you don't want cupcakes or pizza or things like that that tend to cause problems for you. Now, if you're full, you won't feel like eating those types of things. Now, meat, you know, the protein and fat contained within is one of the most satiating food things on earth. Now,
and what he means by satiating is you feel full. Once you've got a nice fatty meat smothered in animal fat, you feel very full. With me, if I eat a very fatty meal, let me let the dog out. Come on then. If I eat a very blooming dogs, isn't it, eh? If I eat a very fatty meal, I will feel very full for a good 12 hours at least. At least. Let's keep going.
Eating some variety at first is fine.
Let me just let the dog in.
But it can help you to not get bored. There's beef, obviously.
Right,
There's
princess,
pork, chicken, goose, fish, seafood. You know, eggs, bacon, and so much more that you can choose from. Dairy is one of those things that, if you can tolerate pretty well, it generally is okay. You know, make sure you're getting adequate. Again, you may want to preference full-fat dairy initially, just so you get adequate energy. Now, one of your goals over time should be to learn what your system thrives on and what causes you to have problems. Now, here are a couple examples. You might start out using some herbs and spices for variety, and then eventually eliminating them depending upon how you feel to that. You know, eat butter and cheese one week and then avoid the next and see if there's a difference for you. In my experience, of course, with myself and with thousands of others, beef is extremely nutritious and often one of the most satiating and often most preferred types of food. Now, despite anything,
sorry guys,
you can survive indefinitely on just beef. As long as it's got enough fat in there. And that's,
sorry about the
deal.
dogs.
You gotta have enough fat to run your machine energetically. The protein in beef is outstanding, and it is really a complete food. Now, make sure.
Let me just pause it a minute. So he's just explained to you guys that meat will give you every bit of goodness that you could ever want. People think, oh yeah, you get your goodness from vegetables, you get your goodness from fruit. It isn't as simple as that. Your body doesn't digest vegetables and fruit as easily as it does meat and eggs. Meat and eggs fully absorb into you. Meat and eggs have every vitamin, mineral, fatty acid, B12, you name it. Every single vitamin you could ever get comes from fatty meat, red meat, lamb, butter, yeah? People think, oh, no, you've got to have your veg, you've got to have your fruit. No, you don't. Your body struggles to absorb the vitamins that are in, the nutrients that are in vegetables and fruit. Even fruit. Fruit is full of fructose. Fruit is very fattening. It can cause fatty liver. I'm going to probably look that up in a second. In fact, I think I might do it now. Let's just type in fructose. I'll just type in, is fructose good for you? Now remember, your body metabolizes fructose different to how it metabolizes sugar, carbs, yeah? So your body has one way of dealing with sugar and carbs, but fructose is a very different kind of sugar. So it deals with the fructose using the liver. Yeah, I'm no doctor, but I got a general feel for it. Is fructose. Now remember, you have a fruit smoothie, it's very bad for you, very fattening. Orange juice, very fattening. It's got a lot of calories in it. Everyone thinks, oh, but it's got vitamin C in orange juice. Yes, it does. But it's so overloaded with sugar in orange juice. It's the same like drinking a Coke. Coke and orange juice have the same amount of sugar in. Is fructose good for you? Let's see what it says. Come on, fructose with it. Give us the fructose one. No, it's we need it's not saying. Let me see if it comes up on a video. No, it's not saying. All right, let's just keep going on this one now. He's telling us the good stuff that is in red meat.
Sure that the meat you're eating has enough fat, as I've mentioned. If it's too lean, then you're going to have to add some extra.
Now remember, you must cook your meat. Your meat must be fatty. You can add butter. You can add other animal fats. The fat is very important. Fat equals energy. Always remember that. At the moment, we all think, oh, sugar gives us energy, carbs gives us energy. That isn't the natural way that the human body was designed ancestrally. 1,000,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago, we were not designed to live off carbs. We were designed to live off fatty meat, eggs, drink water, a bit of salt. And yes, when times were lean, we would have low carb veg, low carb fruits. Yeah. So your body is designed to run at its optimum when it is fed fatty meat. Let me just check your messages. Tony, I was wondering, is Tony, all right, you are here, Tony. I wondered where he was. It's too much bacon bad for you. No, bacon is really good for you. And make sure you keep the fat. The fat in bacon is very good for you. I eat eggs and bacon every day. You can have, don't forget, I only recommend you eat, Tony, once or twice a day. Bacon will do you no harm. None at all. It's very good for you. But the best meat is red meat. So steaks, ribeye steaks, lamb, they're the best meats. As you go down the scale, chicken, keep the fat on. Then you've got pork, keep the fat on. But the best meats that gives you all the nutrients, the dense nutrients you need, is steak. Always will be. Always will be. And lamb. Yeah, Elizabeth, I know. Elizabeth, you've got to understand, like Elizabeth just said that she used to try and avoid meats. We were all encouraged to avoid meats. About 60 to 70 years ago, the world was told meats are bad for you, eggs are bad for you, fat is bad for you. You know, people equated eating fat to getting fat. Well, it's not true. If you eat fat, you're not going to get fat. I do recommend that people only eat maximum twice a day. You should be fasting in between. You shouldn't be snacking. You shouldn't be having breakfast and cereals. So if you overeat anything, you will put on weight. So I find with carnivore diet, with keto diet, it tends to keep you very full anyway, and you only really eat when your body tells you to eat, which I find if you're on carnivore diet, keto diet, your body really will only want to eat twice a day at the most. I only want to eat twice a day. I don't snack. I don't wake up in the morning and eat. I don't eat at bedtime. I don't eat in between meals. It does take a little while for your body to adapt. You'll get hunger cravings. The first 3 or 4 months, maybe even 6 months, your body's trying to adapt to living off the fatty meats and eating less often. So you've got to go through the adjustment period. You know, it does take willpower. It does take effort. How much Greek yogurt can you eat? Well, how much do you want to eat? You know, come on. You're not going to spend all day eating Greek yogurt, but I don't think it's... Now, Greek yogurt is fine. Yeah. You have a bit of Greek yogurt with your meal. But Pat, how many times do you eat a day? I would say, shouldn't really be eating more than twice a day. If you have some Greek yogurt with your meal, that's fine. Just don't have too much. Yeah. A sensible amount, I would say. Yes, I eat once a day, but one meal might be eggs and bacon and lots of fat. That's good. Don't worry about fat. You have to totally trust me. As long as it's fat from animals, never worry about it. Don't worry about bacon. Don't worry about steak, chicken, pork, lamb, fish, oily fish, omelettes, eggs, salt, water. Never worry. I do say this, if you can eat once a day, that is better. Tony, that is better. Drink lots of water, have some salt. Come on, a bit of coffee, a bit of tea. It's all right. Don't have too much milk. I wouldn't say milk is great because it's got lactose in it. Lactose is a form of sugar. As little milk as possible. I have a little pot size. Yeah, that's fine. Debbie, that's fine. I'm 6 weeks in now and getting better. Every day less pain and dropping pounds like crazy. It's a miracle. Tony, what have you lost a bit more weight? Because what I do find, Tony, is your body levels off. So what it will do, you will drop a lot of weight in the first 3-4 weeks, and then it levels off because your body has a weight that it's happy with. Your body knows the weight that is good for you. So have you leveled off? Yeah, cream is okay, but not too much because cream has got a lot of calories in it. Cream is good, but it will make you put on weight. So a little bit of cream, not too much.
Fat in, like a spoonful of bacon fat or tallow or something like that. It's both delicious and your digestive tract is used to consuming that in many ways. Now, if you get diarrhea when you start, you may need to just go a little slower on the fat and not ramp it up so quickly. Sometimes you can overwhelm your system with that initially, particularly with those rendered fats. Now, you don't need to only eat grass-fed beef or certain cuts of beets or even organ meats. If you like to and you can afford it, that's fine for you. You know, this diet will work fine with just supermarket ground beef if that's all you can afford. Now, make sure you drink enough water and consume electrolytes, typically in the form of salts, because when you stop eating carbohydrates, your body will start to diurese out sodium. Insulin is sending signals for the kidney.
Right, just 1 second. Right, Tony, well done. Now, guys, look, you're not gonna, how can I say it? It's very natural to be worried when you are eating this amount of meat, fatty meat, eggs, salt, water. You naturally are paranoid. But I'm telling you, I've been on it 2 years. My health has only ever improved. I'm completely off any medication. Every aspect of my life has improved. I'm 57 years old. I have more energy. Look at the time now. It's nearly 9 p.m. Yeah. I woke up at 6 a.m. Work it out, guys. That means I've been awake. I'm going to try and work it out now. I have been awake 6 a.m. So that's 6 hours plus 9 hours. I've been awake 15 hours. 15 hours. I am fully alert. I've been awake 15 hours. I've only eaten one time. No, actually, no, I've had both my meals. So I had eggs and bacon for lunch at around 1:30 p.m. And then we've just had a mixture of meat. We had beef, chicken and pork. We had it sliced up chicken and pork, yeah? I had very fatty. I even had a few onions. And that is it. I will not eat now till tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Yeah? So I will have, you work it out. So I ate around 7 p.m. So I won't eat again until tomorrow around 1:30. Work out the hours, guys. So 7 p.m. So then you've got 5 plus 12, 16-hour fast. I will have a 16 and a half hour fast before. Now remember, when your body is fasting, it's preparing itself. It's rejuvenated. It's given your organs a chance to recover. It's very, very good for you, fasting. Very, very good for you.
Needs to hold on to sodium. We don't have insulin being secreted in as much quantities, and therefore our kidneys tend to let go of more sodium and we lose a bit more water. Also, the additional protein, the higher protein content of this diet also tends to require a little bit more water. Now, because you lose the water, you can often lose weight very quickly. And a lot
Yeah, he's right that you do lose water quick. When you do, in the first month, a lot of water weight comes off you very quickly. Now, I just noticed, Debbie, you say I will always be on thyroid meds, but I'm hoping to get off blood pressure. Well, I guarantee you, you will come off. Debbie, trust me. If you do keto, I guarantee you, you will come off your blood pressure meds. It may take a few months, 3-4 months. Obviously, you ask your doctor, you get your doctor to check your blood pressures, but I guarantee you, your blood pressure will slowly get back to normal. So I remember you told me you had very high blood pressure, yeah? But you have to be patient. It could take a year. We don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I guarantee you. And with the thyroid, I'm not a doctor. The thyroid meds, I think it'll help you. Debbie, I think it will help you. Now, the best person to ask, Debbie, is Dr. Ken Berry. Ask Dr. Ken Berry if being carnivore, keto, or ketovore, which is a mixture of the two, will help your thyroid. He's a proper doctor. Even this person we're watching now, Dr. Sean Baker, he's a proper doctor. He does operations. He does heart surgeries. He's a carnivore. People like him will be able to tell you if it will help you with your thyroid problems, okay? Debbie, it really works so well. My husband says I'm melting. He says, I haven't been packed in ice from pain in weeks, and the pain is way down. We are both grateful. Now, I can imagine that Armand, Tony's husband, is thrilled because he's probably watched Tony suffering. Tony, how long have you been suffering for? Can I ask you? How long have you been suffering for? I don't want to put you on the spot, but with pain since the horse accident. When was the horse accident? How long ago was the horse accident? Yeah, we love Tony. We love Tony. We're putting you on the spot, so I'll just play this a bit while you answer.
A lot of people say it's just water weight, but often that also coincides with drops in inflammation, swelling, and people just generally feel better.
So just quickly, remember, when you eat the wrong foods, you have massive inflammation throughout your body. Inflammation causes almost every illness known to man throughout the body. You know, we're talking everything: arthritis, brain problems, dementia, stomach problems, aches and pains. Most disorders come from some form of inflammation. Yeah? Now, so when you're eating the carbs and the sugar, your body has, and the wheat, and then you've also got the vegetable oils, the seed oils, the canola oils, the rapeseed oils, the margarines, the breads, the pasta, the rice, the starchy vegetables. This is what causes inflammation. Also binge eating. when you're constantly eating every hour. Come on, most people eat every hour. They're always, if they're not having dinner or tea or breakfast, they're snacking in between. We're all guilty of it. Waking up late at night, looking for any foods to eat. Didn't we all do it? We all do it, don't we? I don't do it anymore because I'm on Carnivore Keto. So Tony, 3 years of pain. 3 years. Tony, did your doctor help you? Can I ask you? By eating the normal recommended diet. So I think Tony was vegetarian for a while. By eating the normal diet, the recommended diet, did your doctor help you in any way? Did he reduce your pain without giving you painkillers? So 3 years from hysterectomy, 1 year and 2 months from the horse accident, which is just heartbreaking. Eating healthy, it flushes everything out. Well, it depends what you call healthy, Pat, because I personally think the best way to flush your body is to eat less often. I think if you really want to flush your body out, only eat once a day. One big fatty meat, eggs, omelets, fish, salt water, and that will clean your body out. This thing that fiber cleans your body out is bullshit. Your body will clean itself out. Your body is designed, if you give it the right foods, to clean itself out if you only eat once or twice a day. Fiber doesn't do it. This is a myth. It's bullshit. Bless you, Tony. You have been through so much. She has, hasn't she? Tony has been through hell. And remember, the reason Tony did this diet was just a passing comment. She's an Elvis fan. She joined Defending Elvis Presley on, our other channel. And she just mentioned in passing that she had pain. And I just happened to say, oh, you want to try keto? I just said it in passing. I don't like to force on Defending Elvis Presley, the other channel. I don't like our other channel that we're very proud of, by the way. We love Defending Elvis and Lisa. But I don't force the diet down anyone. At Defending Elvis Presley, I'm like, let's not talk about it, yeah? But on this channel, because we're called Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, we have the freedom to talk about Elvis, to cover Elvis topics, to talk about Lisa and anything Elvis. We can have some fun. We can read the books. We can all different stuff. But because I've put the word keto, Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, it gives us the freedom to discuss our health. Come on, guys, let's face it. We're Elvis fans. We're Lisa Marie fans. Many of us are over 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, maybe even 90. Many of us have health problems. So I really believe that talking about our health and keto and carnivore and eating well and fasting, I really think it goes well on this channel. I do. It's not for everyone. Look, I'm looking now. A few people have come off. Yeah. Because this diet is not for everyone. The carnivore diet, the keto diet, it's not for everyone, guys. It annoys some people. I will always get people saying to me, why is the channel called Elvis Presley Fan on Keto? I'm always going to have that. Yeah. I'm always going to get a few little nasty comments telling me off, for calling this channel Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. But I don't care, because I want to have a channel that we can talk about light-hearted topics with Elvis and talk about this diet. I feel that I'm helping people. I want to help people. Now, Tony, I am proud to help Tony. I'm proud that I've helped Carolyn, and Debbie is at the early stages. There's a few of you on here that your health is improving, all because I bothered to chat about getting better. Now, why do I do it? I don't get any money. I don't get money for talking about the diet. Nothing. Yeah? I do it because I want to. I do it because I want to help. The reason I want to help is because I want to pay back. Because I transformed my health. I saved my own life. I completely reversed all my medical problems, took myself off medication, lowered my blood sugars and my blood pressure, I got my life back. I got my energy back. I've been given a second chance with carnivore diet, with keto diet. It's rejuvenated me. It's made me feel like Superman. It's made me feel 20 again. So I want to give back. The way I give back is I started this channel. This is a carnivore keto channel. And then we've added Elvis in there because I want to discuss Elvis. So I want to help, guys. Fiber made my aunt diverticular worse. Fiber isn't good for you. Wheat isn't good for you. All this rubbish about buying these high fiber cereals, they damage you. Wheat damages you. Wheat is not good for you. 100,000 years ago, wheat didn't exist. Cereals didn't exist 100,000 years ago. Even bread did not exist 100,000 years ago. Bread is a modern food. The foods that were around 100,000 years ago, 1,000,000 years ago, human beings were eating it, was fatty meat. The human beings would hunt fatty meat. The human beings would scavenge. So they would eat the leftovers of animals that have been killed by bigger animals. This is how we were designed. We would drink water. We would have salt. Then when times were lean, we would have vegetation. We would have the types of fruits that were around 100,000 years ago. The fruits that were around 100,000 years ago are very different. Oh, thanks, Tony. You're very kind. The fruits that were around 100,000 years ago were not all sweet like they are now. The fruits we have now have been modified to be sweet. Grapes were not like they are now. Yeah, it was actually probably quite unusual to get sweet fruits 1,000,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago. Everything's been genetically modified, so we enjoy the sugar, the sweetness of it. So we're eating all these fruits, like oranges, and that are very sweet, but we're doing damage. We think we've been told by the government guidelines that fruit is really good for us, but it isn't. Because if you overload on fruit, you get fat. You get overloaded with sugar. This thing that even I used to do it when I was trying to get myself healthy, I would eat lots of fruit. Oh yeah, I'm eating fruit. It's good for me. I'm going to get better. I was making myself fatter. I used to love salads. I used to have a lot of salads. I got fatter. I've had my, I don't know if I've ever told you guys, I've had my gallbladder removed. Now I've looked into it and they reckoned too much fruit and salad causes gallstones. You blame meat, you blame fat. No, gallstones is caused by eating too much fruit and salad and wheat and all the poisonous oils like vegetable oil, margarine, bread. These are the things that cause gallstones. So I've had my gallbladder removed 10 years ago and I'm on carnivore diet now. I eat a lot of fatty meat. My gallbladder doesn't mind. I've got no gallbladder, but I'm fine. I'm in great health. Tony, thank you. Yes, Tony's giving me $10. Tony, thank you. Guys, I love it when you send me a super thank you, a thank you. Hit the coffee button, anything like that. Thank you. If you want to be a member, it's only $3. I am encouraging membership on this channel. I do want to build up the members. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you. So, Louis doing so good for us. Yay, thank you. Oh, thanks, Tony. Thanks, Tim. I love it, though. I love helping. Keto is good. That will help you. Yes, definitely, Debbie. I wouldn't be able to do the carnivore, but Debbie, do keto. My advice to Debbie, do keto. Do keto, and you will change your life. Now, Debbie, it's only been a week. Now, you wait till it's been a month. You're going to really thank me. I promise you, you are going to really thank me. Debbie, can I ask you, how many times a day are you eating, Debbie? How many times a day do you eat? Do you eat breakfast? Do you eat cereals? Are you snacking? Can I just ask Debbie that, if you don't mind? Right, I'll play a bit more of this.
Also result in a reduction in blood pressure. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, sometimes if you lose too much water, you can feel dehydrated, you can develop muscle cramps. So you need to make sure you get adequate water and of course adequate.
Yeah, I have noticed I did get cramps at the back of my, bottom of my, what's it called again? My calves. I had cramps in the first month. You know when your calf like tightens and that horrible pain, the worst pain ever. I only had it in the first month. So I noticed adding salt stopped my cramps. That's what I noticed.
Electrolytes to ensure you don't become dehydrated. Now, if you're a diabetic or...
Yeah, I mean, I never needed electrolytes. People keep bringing up electrolytes. I personally think electrolytes are a bit of a gimmick. But, I'm no expert. Dr. Ken Berry will probably tell me off. Dr. Sean Baker will probably tell me off. I personally think electrolytes, nah. Good salt. I could be wrong. I'm just telling you what was right for me.
Or taking many other medications, you might have to lower some of those medication uses. Diabetics often have to decrease insulin if they're on that, or decrease any other medications. Now, make sure you consult your healthcare professional when you're doing that. And the good news is, as Rivero stands up, we'll have healthcare physicians that are expertly trained on how to do that. It's a good idea, perhaps.
But let me just read that comment. No breakfast. Carolyn, let's get your husband on the diet as well. Carolyn, we'll get your husband on the keto diet. Right, so let's have a look. Oh, thanks, Tony. We love you as well. What is that? Magnesium spray. I've heard helps with that from another champ in a woman. Yeah, magnesium's good for you. Yeah. Dr. Ken Berry has said it again and again. Magnesium is good for you. Yeah. So I got no problem with that. I agree with Dr. Ken Berry massively there. So let's keep going.
Perhaps to taper off your fiber and vegetable fruit consumption gradually. Some people have a better transition with that. Remember, our gut microbiome is going to change over time, and that takes a little bit of time. Some people will experience, quote unquote, oxalate dumping as they rapidly decrease the amount of oxalates in their diet.
Now, don't forget the advice he's given, Dr. Sean Baker, is for beginners. So don't get scared off. A lot of these things pass after 3 or 4 weeks, or at least after 2 or 3 months, okay?
You may find it helpful to participate in one of the online communities. There's many out there. The one I'm involved
in. And I agree with that. Join up the different forums. There's loads on Facebook that are all talking about the benefits of carnivore and keto, but also giving you great tips on how to get started, how to get going with it. Okay, guys? Right, I want to go to a different one. I can't stay on that much longer. We've been on 1 hour, which is great. Now let's do one more for beginners, yeah? Right, carnivore for beginners. I want to try and find ones that are quite short. Let's have a look. I think we're going to play the girl. She's really good, this girl. I'm forgetting her name. Kate Maltthana. Let's listen to her.
Today's video is going to be everything you need to know to start a carnivore diet successfully. In this video, I'm going to share with you some tips, what foods you can eat, and also answer some frequently asked questions.
Right, we're going to watch this, and then I got to go to sleep. We will stop and start it. I'll read your messages.
If you're thinking about starting...
Oh, Debbie, thank you. Debbie is our 4th member. Debbie, don't forget, we've got Tony, we've got Pat. It's gone out of my head. Debbie, and who's the other? Linda. Thank you so much. I definitely want to build up the members here. That's really important to me. Thank you. Yo, Debbie. Thank you. Right, let's listen to this girl.
Carnivore diet and not sure where to start? Keep watching.
Carolyn, I think it's on the links. Like you get. I'm not actually sure. I think it's on the links. Debbie, where did you find the join button? Debbie, tell Carolyn. It's only $3, guys. You can cancel at any time. Debbie, where did you find the join button? Oh,
Hey guys,
Debbie,
welcome
thank
back to
you.
the channel. If you're new here, my name's Kate. I'm a health coach and I post videos on a high-fat, nutrient-dense way of eating. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, feel free to share, and make sure to subscribe. Okay, so what is the carnivore diet? It is a way of eating where you eat only animals and animal products and no plants whatsoever.
I like this girl. Now remember, she's saying no plants whatsoever, but I don't mind. I'm keto, so I will have a broccoli, avocado. I have a tangerine. I had a tangerine tonight. Yeah, I'm 95. No, I would say I'm 98% fatty meat, eggs, and I have a tiny bit of other things, but never sugar, never sugar, never carbs. I will have some low carbs, but hardly ever, guys.
I get the question all the time, is blank food carnivore? And we're going to get into that a little bit later in the video. Now, if this is your first time ever hearing about the carnivore diet, you might be thinking it sounds absolutely crazy, but please hear me out, because the more you break it down...
See, look, guys, I got to agree with this girl, Kate, I think. You do think the diet's crazy. When I first heard about this diet, I was like, what? This is nuts. I did not believe it was going to work. Even fasting, I thought fasting was weird. Seriously, guys, I thought fasting was like for cuckoo people. I was so wrong.
The more and more sense it makes. So why does the carnivore diet work? I have a whole other video that breaks down the 4 reasons why I think it is so effective, so you can check that out after this video. But basically, when you are eating only animal foods and no plant foods, the diet is basically 0 carbs. And this makes it a version of a ketogenic diet. So if you're familiar with keto, you will experience a lot of the same benefits. This includes weight loss, blood sugar regulation, sustained energy, and mental clarity. You are also eating...
So I need to pause that. Remember, mental clarity. I had brain fog. Sometimes I would be like going for a walk and I'd be like, oh, where am I? I would feel that way. I was so forgetful. I'm a bit forgetful now, but I was much more forgetful. You do get mental clarity. Suddenly you're so clear-headed that you feel like you felt when you were at school. I am so clear-headed now. I feel like I'm at school. Yeah?
Foods. Yes, believe it or not, animal foods are way more nutritious than any plant food. The nutrients are also preformed, so our bodies don't have to work to convert them. And on top of that, they don't have any anti-nutrients, which can hinder nutrient absorption. So going along with that, you are also eliminating any foods that can trigger inflammation and autoimmune symptoms. Plants can be causing any number of symptoms in your body. For example, my partner, he has psoriasis. It's not too severe, but the first time he went carnivore and did a full 30 days, completely strict, no plants whatsoever, within a couple weeks, it almost went away completely. And if you go to websites like meatheals.com, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of testimonials of people improving or reversing their autoimmune conditions. Another reason it works is that you are eliminating fiber. Yes, you heard me correctly. If you have any digestive problems, whether it be IBS or just bloating, eliminating fiber is a game changer. I have more videos on my channel on why we don't need fiber, so I won't go into that too much today. The carnivore diet is simple and it's satiating. Honestly, there's no chopping, there's next to no prep time. It is so easy. And this is one of the reasons I think it works so well for things like weight loss. It is easy to figure out and to stick to. On top of that, when you have a wide variety of things on your plate and you're eating them and kind of switching from one to the other, this...
Right, guys, I think Tony has gifted someone a membership. Tony, thank you so much. I'm not sure. Yes, Lorna. I don't think Lorna's here. Lorna, you've been gifted a membership from Tony. Ha! That's so kind. Oh, that is so lovely. I'm just trying to see if I can find the membership. Let me just have a look. So if I go to the... I should know how to do this. It's all very technical for me. Let me just think. So if you go to the YouTube channel and you go on the main bit, let me just turn that off. It's funny because even I can't see it. Even I can't see the join button. What I'm going to try and do, I'll try and put a join link on the description because I can't see it, which is weird. I cannot see where you join. I got a feeling it might be you got to do it on a laptop. I bet you that's what it is. Elizabeth, have you tried doing it on a laptop? I bet you that's what it is. On the laptop, it'll show you the join button. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Stefan, you're still here then? We need to raffle that book off. Stefan, we can go on your show if you want. Stefan, are you on your show or what? Stefan, do you want to go on to your show? I'm on phone and done it. All right, you did it on your phone. Tomorrow I'll put some time into it. I'll try and work out how to add it to the links. Okay, guys? There must be a way. There must be a way. I don't know how to do it.
This can really mess with your hunger cues. When you're just eating one or maybe two things, it's really easy to tell when you're actually full. And
I'll suss it tomorrow.
This is more or less how our ancestors ate. Think of where you live. I'm from Canada, where winters are pretty long. Do you think people 100 years ago were eating the rainbow? Maybe we would have some seasonal berries, maybe some apples.
See, this is good advice now. She's trying to explain to us that it wasn't that long ago when you didn't have all these foods available.
But beyond that, our diets were based on meat and animal products. Even if you do live in a tropical place where things like bananas are in season all year long, fish is usually a staple. And also, any grains we were eating would have been fermented and nothing like the bread we eat today. So what can you eat? I'm going to put a quick list up on the screen. I'm also going to link to a shopping list in the description box down below. But honestly, it's pretty straightforward. Is the food in question an animal? Then yes, you can eat it. Is it not? Then no. So yes, that means things such as seafood and eggs are all fair game. Now, what about macros? So macros is something that is really emphasized on keto diets, but most people eating a carnivore diet find that they don't have to worry about it too much. If you're eating fat and not just getting lean cuts of meat, if you're cooking with fat, your macros more or less fall into place. Yes, the diet should be higher in fat than it is in protein, but again, unless you are...
I mean, this girl, I've watched her loads of times. She's great, this girl. She gives really good, very clear advice. One of the best carnivore channels on YouTube, this girl.
Seeking out lean cuts of meat, this usually falls into place. So there are a few variations of the carnivore diet. Some are stricter than others. There is what is now being referred to as the lion diet, as coined by Michaela Peterson. This is pretty much just beef, salt, and water. If you have severe autoimmune issues, this is probably the route you want to take. It doesn't have to be forever. You can try this and then start adding some more animal foods back in and see how you do. But yes, if you have severe autoimmune issues, probably start here. If you are...
Yeah, and when she says autoimmune, that covers a lot of things. I just want to just type in what are autoimmune illnesses, just because it's many. Let's just have a look. What are autoimmune diseases? Let's have a look. So autoimmune, let's have a look. Diseases occur when the body's immune system mistakenly attacks healthy cells and tissues, causing inflammation that can affect many parts of the body. So this is what I had. My ulcerative colitis. Basically, my colon, the inside of it was eating itself, causing blisters. Yeah. Now remember, as soon as I went carnivore, within 3 weeks, it went. And I'd had it for over 10 years. And I was on very strong steroids. I was leaking. I was very unwell. So it also says here, there are over 80 known autoimmune diseases. And while the exact causes are unknown, do you hear that? While the exact causes are unknown, I'll tell you the causes. Eating the wrong food, too much sugar, too much carb, poisonous oil like vegetable oil, margarine, rapeseed oil, canola oil. These are the foods that are causing autoimmune problems. I would even say wheat and bread and pasta, potato, all of these foods where you're overloading yourself because these foods metabolize into sugar in your body. These are the foods that are causing autoimmune illnesses. 80 known autoimmune illnesses. They likely involve a combination of genetics and environmental factors. Symptoms can range from fatigue to mild rashes to seizures and can be difficult to diagnose. The truth is, they try and give you the impression that you catch the illnesses, that you're born with the illnesses, that you inherit the illnesses. The truth is, it's none of that. It's what you eat. I would say 95% of illnesses are caused by putting the wrong food in your mouth. And not just food, drinks as well, like alcohol, obviously smoking, yeah. But the bottom line is, when you start putting the right food in your mouth, many of these autoimmune illnesses, IBD, IBS, Crohn's, colitis, arthritis, many other problems throughout the body, inflammation, disappears within months. 100% pre-diabetes is caused by overeating carbs and sugar. 100%. I have seen hundreds of cases of people with type 2 diabetes that are now no longer type 2 diabetes just because they went carnivore or they went keto. Same goes for stomach disorders like Crohn's and colitis and IBS. I've seen hundreds of people on Dr. Ken Berry's show saying, I did your diet, you saved my life. Dr. Ken Berry, thank you so much. You go and watch Dr. Ken Berry's live streams, and he will say again and again, he will be told, thank you, you saved me. Thank you, you saved me. Thank you, you cured me. He sits there all happily, giving the most basic advice you could ever give. Dr. Ken Berry, a superstar in the carnivore world, in the keto world. A doctor, a qualified doctor. But what is his advice? It's the most basic, simple advice you could ever give. Stop all the sugar and carbs. Start eating fatty meat and eggs. That's it. He calls it the proper human diet. It is the proper human diet. But the bottom line is, it's very simple. Fatty meat, eggs, water, salt. That's it. Whether it's eggs and bacon or steaks or lamb or omelettes, it's still the most simple diet you could ever recommend. And he also recommends fasting. So having at least 16 to 8 hours a day fast between your last meal of the day. Well, half of that, you're asleep. This is one of the things I realized with fasting. More than half of it, you are asleep. So it's not even fasting, is it? Because you're asleep. So, guys, it's a miracle diet. This is a miracle diet. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, I agree with you, Louis. I was a pig for cakes and ice cream. And Chris, so was I. Debbie, so was I. And without sounding rude, so was all of my family. All of my family are sugar addicts. Every one of them. I'm not. I'm the only person in the family that is not a sugar addict, which is a shame. So Carolyn, chips, salsa were my thing. I don't even think about it anymore. Now, and I'll tell you now, I can't even look at chips now. But I loved chips. I loved chips. I personally think potatoes were very bad for me because I always got a reaction from chips and from pasta. Chips and pasta and pizza. Chips, pasta, pizza. I knew if I had them, I'd be farting all night, pooing all day. Sounds really rude, guys. But if I had chips, pasta, pizza, I'd be farting all night, pooing all day. Horrible. Horrible. Embarrassing. Carolyn, me too. So many things I just crave. And that is the miracle of carnivore and keto. Suddenly you just stop craving everything. Suddenly all the cravings for so many things reduce. Now it does take a while for things to subside, and bit by bit you crave less and less and less. You do have your moments where you get very hungry. You do. So what I would do, I would swig a pint of water, or I would have a butter coffee. I would use an electric blender and blend butter into my coffee. Yeah, that helped me. But as the months went on, I didn't need to do it. Like now, I don't have a problem with hunger ever. I never have a problem with hunger. What you will find is if you break the rules and you secretly eat something like a cake or an ice cream seems to be high up on people's week list. Yeah. If you have, say if Tony had an ice cream, now, yeah, she tomorrow would be hungry all day. She would be craving sugar. So what I find is that when you make a mistake and you break your rules of carnivore or keto, you suffer the next day, but it also motivates you to not do it again. I have found that, like, say if I have a load of grapes, I do like grapes, yeah? So if I have a load of grapes, I find that the next day I feel guilty and I try even harder to stick to the diet. So I find when you go wrong, it helps you go right. I repeat, when you go wrong, it helps you go right because you regret it. You think, oh, why did I do that? I feel like Tony mentioned to me once that she ate something she shouldn't eat and her shoulder started hurting. So that motivated her to try even harder the next day. Yeah? So, Louis, what about a cauliflower pizza? No, because do you mean, what do you mean, Pat? Do you mean you make the base from cauliflower? Is that what you mean? Because if there's any bread, no. Is that, Pat, what do you actually mean? Because I know some people use cauliflower instead of rice, don't they? Now I'm eating bread. I only have to buy a small loaf just for my son now. Good. Debbie, no bread. No bread. All colour breads are bad. Brown bread is bad. Granola is bad. Any kind of seed bread, nah, don't have it. Yes, definitely. As you see the weight dropping off, 100%. I was always eating low carb ice cream. I don't even know what that is. Now, is that a form of yogurt? Because obviously yogurt, natural yogurt is fine. So, you could have a treat, couldn't you? You could have natural yogurt with a few strawberries and blend that. That would probably be okay, wouldn't it? As a treat. I don't think that would do a lot of harm. If you got a natural yogurt and blended it with strawberries, I think that'd be okay. Or blackberry. Just as a treat, once a week. That happened 2 weeks ago. I messed up, eat the ice cream. Yeah, because Tony the next day had a bad shoulder. You do have to stick to it. Even me, if I started eating all the bad foods, my ulcerative colitis would come back. I guarantee you. Now, I've been on this diet nearly 2 years now, so I haven't had ulcerative colitis for 2 years. But I'm telling you, if I started eating chips and pizzas and spaghettis and sweets and chocolates, I would have ulcerative colitis. And I would need steroids and I would be leaking and I'll be running to the toilet 8 times a day. Yeah, so Carolyn says she grazed all day. I was the same. You wake up, you eat, then you have a snack, then you eat again, then you have another snack, then you eat again, another snack. Then at bedtime, you have some biscuits or some crisps or some Doritos. Everyone does it. Everyone. The number one thing I recommend when you start a carnivore diet and keto diet, throw away all the foods. Throw away all the foods that are harming you. Get them in the bin. Then that way, when in the middle of the night, you're hungry and you're craving for crisps, biscuits, nuts, whatever it is. Yeah? Because even eating too much nuts isn't good. You can have a couple of nuts, but too much, no. So my point is, get it out of the house, get it in the bin, don't buy it. That's the other thing. When I go shopping, I don't buy the things that I know I like. Like, I know I like nuts. Yeah? I don't buy nuts. Because I know if I buy a bag of nuts, I'll eat the whole bag. So I don't buy them. So now if I have nuts, it's a treat. Yeah? So I keep away from, like, I won't buy too much fruit. I will only keep 2 forms of fruit in the fridge. Because I know if there's lots of different fruits that I like, I'll eat it. Yeah? So you do have to get clever with how you do your shopping. Yeah? Oh, cauliflower crust pizza pat. Yeah, I think that would be all right. I think that would be okay. Yeah. Yeah, Debbie, everyone picks at night, don't they? Now me, I ate at 7 o'clock. I won't eat again. Nothing. I will literally do nothing until I go to sleep. Yeah, you can do that. Carolyn, you can do that. You can eat the cheese topping. You can eat the toppings. That's okay. Don't eat the pizza. Don't eat the bread base. The bread base is a no-no. Always look on the bright side of life. That's for you, Tony. I love Monty Python. Right. So I'm just quickly checking your comments. So Stefan comes and goes, doesn't he? Stefan is like, goes off, comes back. Stefan, you've disappeared again. Right, okay. Let's play a bit more of this girl, then I'm going.
Not in that camp, you can probably take a less strict approach. And this is what I refer to as the standard carnivore diet. Pretty much all animals, all fish, all animal products are fair go. And then finally, there's what is known as keto carnivore.
Right, so this is probably what I recommend for beginners because it's not such a sudden transition. For me, I wanted to jump in head first and just go carnivore and fast, 24-hour fast straight away. That was where I saw the best benefits, the quick weight loss. So, but some of you may feel, it's a bit too much and do this.
This variation does include some keto-friendly plants, but it is mainly based around meat. I go into this a bit more in another video on my channel, so I will link that up above and you can check that out afterwards. Okay, now I'm going to give you some tips for getting started. Number 1 is to commit to 30 days.
Yes, I agree with that. You must do 30 days to see the difference, to really see the benefits, even though I felt that my energy shot up within 3 days. 3 days, I felt this exhilaration come through me, a feeling I'd forgotten I had. So this feeling of energy was the same feeling I had when I was a teenager at school. 3 days. That's all it took me to know that the energy was coming.
This is the minimum amount of time you need to commit to see some benefits. Some people do experience a bit of an adaptation phase. So even if you are coming from a keto diet, some people, yeah, again, it's kind of like when you first started keto, you go through the keto flu and things like that. This does happen for some people, not for everyone.
Yeah, and I've heard about the keto flu. I never had it. Some people get a bit of a weird feeling for 2 or 3 weeks. I never had it.
And kind of going off that, my next tip is to be keto first, be in ketosis, be fat adapted.
Now, remember what ketosis is? It's when your body, instead of relying on sugar and carbs for energy, it starts feeding off the fat storage in your body. Yeah? So it takes a little while for your body to adjust to ketosis, but it's the best energy. When you are in ketosis, you feel it. There's like a buzz, but it's the best energy. It's very clean energy.
It's not necessary, but it is going to make the transition easier. My next tip is to find a support group. So if the people around you aren't on board, if they think what you're doing is completely crazy, there are plenty of Facebook groups out there. I have one myself that you can join. Also, just the Instagram community in general is so...
Yeah, this is good advice, guys. You know, we've got our little support group here, so it's good advice.
So fantastic. Just search the hashtags carnivore diet and yeah, get connected, start following some people, start connecting. And this is just so important for helping to keep you motivated. Now, if you're still a little bit iffy and not sure where to start, then my Keto to Carnivore 4-week program.
All right, so she's going to go on to recommend her business. Obviously, she's brilliant. This girl is great. Highly recommend her. But it's bedtime. So her name, I want to just thank her, Kate Multhana. Please subscribe to her. She's brilliant. Thank you, Kate. We've used some of your brilliant advice. We hope you don't mind. Please subscribe to Kate. She's great. So I'm going to have to go, guys. I would imagine the store brought in a full of garbage. Natural is the best way. Yeah, we've got our own support group. So Tony, thank you so much for buying me a coffee, for paying for someone's membership. That's very kind of you. Also, thank you so much, Debbie, for joining. The members that we have, thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. It really makes me feel like you like what I'm doing. It's that simple. So, guys, we're going to go to bed. Now, remember, we are Elvis Presley fan on keto. So not everyone's going to want to discuss the diet, carnivore, keto. There's going to be plenty of people on here that are just Elvis fans, that just want to see the Elvis footage that I'm going to post every day. I will be posting Elvis stuff here, Lisa Marie stuff every day. And we will do one carnivore keto thing every day. Yeah. Obviously, all of the Defending Elvis Presley is on the other YouTube channel. So in case you don't know us, guys, we run a Defending Elvis Presley channel with Team Elvis on YouTube. It's called Defending Elvis Presley. Go over there. If you want to defend Elvis and Lisa Marie, get over to Defending Elvis Presley. Here, it's much more light-hearted. So we're doing light-hearted topics about Elvis, and we're covering the carnivore and the keto diet. And we do it every day. So thanks, guys. Gotta go. Brilliant to see you guys together. Hopefully, we'll start building up some more numbers with the carnivore, the keto stuff. We're in the early stages of that. But I've loved it. I've had a really nice evening. I've loved us all coming together and having a good chat and learning about the diet together. Carnivore diet, keto diet. Thanks, guys. Thanks to everyone. Thanks, so Pat, Lorna, Tony, Carolyn, Elizabeth, who else have we got here? Yes, everyone here, there's a few of you have gone now. Thanks so much, all of you. If I've forgotten any names, and I will try and work out a join button for the membership so that it's in the links in the description. We should have a join button, shouldn't we? We should have that. Okay, guys. Take care. All the best to you. I'll see you all later. And thank you so much. I've had a lovely time. Love you all. Bye, guys.